I had spent the last week helping my grandmother clear out her old house, and she was both happy and pissed because I cleaned it spick and span from top to bottom, just scoured it all down. She was pissed because I kept her locked in a cage in the basement the entire time, and I only fed her cheese and rats. Meth is both a wonderful and a terrible thing.
Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this, a brand new day with me gesturing wildly with my hands, with positions and all that mean absolutely nothing. I'm just moving my hands because I can move them, and it feels good to move them, especially since this one still doesn't work right, or feel right, because it was completely paralyzed because of a severed radial nerve several years back. Just being able to move them, feeling the movement is so wonderful, especially with this hand. It's just nice to be able to move it. It's still clumsy. Up until I severed this nerve, I have been dominantly right-handed, but nearly ambidextrous. All my life I've been able to do 99% of everything with this hand that I could do with this hand. And while I was trying to learn sign language, that was driving all of the people that I was working with crazy, because you're supposed to pick a hand and stick with it. And I would go like, start with this hand and then start signing with this hand and then back to this hand. You're not supposed to do that. So that was always an issue, but it's always been dominant hand. And then I severed the nerve on this hand, so it didn't work. And then this became my dominant hand. And this was not a personal choice. This was my body rewired things so that because this hand didn't work and I still had a hand that did, it wired everything up that this hand that was so close already. Because I've mentioned if you have -5 if you're left-handed, +5 if you're right-handed, 0 if you're a true ambidextrous, I'm at like a 1 because I can do anything with my left that I can do with my right, except I cannot write quickly and I cannot sign my name. But that's primarily because of muscle memory. I've signed my name for 50 some odd years, and I've tried it like probably less than 10. There's no muscle memory for it. Whereas this hand, I can even just use my shoulder and just shove my shoulder around and sign my name. So it's not even just my hand, it's this entire side. Take a look, try that yourself. See if it's just your hand or if you can just pop a pen into your hand. Don't move your hand, but just move the rest of your arm and see if you can sign your name. Because if you can, without actually moving your hand, that's a heck of a lot of muscle memory, ain't it? Thumbs up for that. But even though I've got the use of this hand back, it's still clumsy. If I don't concentrate on it, it doesn't work well. I drop stuff, I thump into things. I'm gonna move my pop screen up so I'm not shouting into the microphone or plosives directly into the microphone. Sorry about that. But I can't even remember where I was. Yeah, good old fibromyalgia. But it's nice. It's different. It's still my dominant hand because it doesn't work well. So thumbs up, a good thing. I just thought I'd mention that because it's also, try it yourself. If you are one of those people that are near ambidextrous, you can use your left hand a lot, then that's good. I mean, there's a lot of people that can't. There was this one comedian that I was watching like 20 years ago. I can't even remember what his name is, like Jay Moore or something like that. He was talking about how basically his left hand, he's got fingers, but it's basically a club. He can't even load the dishwasher with his left hand. So if you're one of those people that don't, for your own personal edification, try and see if you can become better with your left hand. Force yourself just because, hey, it's nice to learn things, it's nice to do things, and you can rewire your brain. So give it a shot if you feel like it. If you don't, well, that's okay too. But it's just nice to be able to have two hands that'll be able to do things. Because I'm very proud of this, and I point this out, and I'm going to talk about it before. I'm going to talk about it before. I have talked about it before. We're going to talk about it again in the future, mentioning it right now. When I was in the Air Force, when I was 19 years old, and I could do all that stuff back then, we used electronic calculators because I worked in finance in the travel department. People would fill out travel vouchers when they moved, and then we had to calculate the travel vouchers, figure out how much people were going to get paid for the travel that they had done if they spent any of their money, and then we would send them over to the military pay place where they would be dispersed the money that we had determined that they were owed. Everybody there, because they were like right-handed, or if they were I don't think I've ever met any left-handed people while I was in the Air Force. It's been decades though, so who knows. But everybody still would have to take a look at the figures, do some writing, put the pen down, have to type on onto the calculator, pick up the pen, do the writing. That's a hassle. I could just, and I love doing it this way, I just put the calculator over to the side with my left hand. So I just look down at the paper, tick, 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 and then write. Tick, 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 write. Tick, 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 write. Saved so much time, so much energy. Definitely a good thing. And you can do it too. And as a quick aside, this has bothered me for a very, very long time, even when Raul Julia was alive, which was a long time. Raul Julia? Raul Julio? Julia? I can't remember how his name was actually pronounced, but he unfortunately died a long time ago. But he played Gomez in the 2 Addams Family movies. Now, I understand the movies were based on a combination of the old cartoons and then the the old series and such like that. So it wasn't just based on one thing. Because the earliest Addams Family stuff was like the New Yorker magazine. They have little cartoons that are like in the margins or little blocks and stuff like that. And that's where the Addams Family started. Charles Addams just had this unnamed family that were horrible. Like Christmas carolers would come up to their house, and the cartoon panel was them up on the roof tipping over the cauldron of boiling oil onto the Christmas carolers. So the early cartoons of the Addams Family, before they were the Addams Family, were not very pleasant people. But of course, that morphed into the TV show, the black and white TV show with, all of the various people that, if you've ever watched the TV show, pretty much set into the American mindset and my mindset of what the Addams Family is. Then the movies sort of pushed onto this idea of dragging up the older stuff. Because in the cartoon, not the cartoon though, they did have a cartoon series later, but in the original TV series, the Addams Family was dangerous, but not outright murderous. They weren't out to keep people away and kill them if they came close. It was if you watch, they're just living their lives the way they're going to live their lives, and they think you are just as much a lunatic for the way you live your life as you think they're a lunatic for the way they live their lives. They're dangerous, but they're not trying to murder you. If you poke into stuff that you shouldn't be poking into, you might get hurt, you might end up dead, but they're not going to actively try to murder you. In fact, the way I could see it is they'll probably be, trying to not necessarily keep you alive, but it says, oh, you wouldn't want to go in there right now. Uncle's hungry. That sort of thing. And it's like, knowing the rest of the house, I probably better not. So that sort of thing. Whereas, what I don't like in the movies, they showed them as just casually murderous. And I don't like that at all. And where do you say the casually murderous thing? Well, it's like, well, there's the one person who's going to have the birthday, and they're going to have the stripper jump out of the cake. Oh, but the stripper got baked into the cake because they forgot to tell Lurch, you take the stripper out of the cake before you cook it, and so she's dead. No, that is not my Addams family. They are not casually murderous. They don't just kill innocent people. They don't murder those who don't know. They don't... Oh, there's a little spider again. There's been just a ton of little baby spiders. But they don't go murdering people for no good reason, like the stripper. I like parts of the movies, but that's not my Addams family. So, what can I say? I actually own on DVD a collection of the Addams Family, the old black and white series. I've been rewatching them slowly, like a episode a month, because I don't watch a lot of things aside from like YouTube anymore. But it's nice. It's nostalgia, and it's just, hey, wild and crazy. And of course, somebody did a nice YouTube sort of retrospective of the Addams Family about how they'd originally started on TV, the various cartoon series, and where they are now. And it's like, they're not just weird and silly, they've always been a clap back at society. Even the original one, the original black and white series, I keep getting the word movie, series, and movies mixed up, and I'm so sorry. The original series, because the Morticia and Gomez are just, they're dedicated to each other. They love each other. They can't get enough of each other. In fact, they're all over each other all the time. They are just an absolute loving couple, dedicated to each other. And that's amazing. But they just live their lives the way they want to live their lives, and they think you're crazy because you're living your life the way you're living it, and it's so tight and constrained, and So thumbs up, and I just thought I'd mention that because it was a big part of my youth, and it's because I used to watch it on TV. I was born in 1962, after all, so I was a young kid when it was first coming out. Yeah, first coming out. I can't remember if I originally saw it when it was first coming out, but I also remember, just as a quick jump, that I was watching the original Star Trek when it was coming out, because I was watching TV in 1969, and because, and I was, 8 years old? 7, 8? So I don't really remember, except for this one thing I remember watching as the youngest memory of my Star Trek watching memories. It was just watching on TV of this one security guy, and then this, I don't know how it happened, but this alien thing put a pipe up from behind him, or a coil of tubing, and then round his neck, and then he died because he got strangled to death. So yay. Yeah, good golly, Miss Molly. Yeah, so Addams Family. I love the Addams Family. I'd love to watch the actual cartoon series. I imagine they'd suck, but they actually had the guy that played Gomez in the original series to do the voice in the cartoon series, which was pretty bloody awesome. Very, very cool. Now, I don't know if I like what they've done where he's now just a multi-billionaire, and so they can live their lives the way they do because of their multi-billions. But, life is life. See if I'm still centered. I had to move my webcam because I did the Outer Worlds LP yesterday, and because it's on the Xbox, I had to move my webcam from off the top of this monitor over to the other monitor, which is the monitor I used both for my PC, the two of them together at times, or that's the one I play my consoles on, so that I don't have to go switching and stuff to play different things on different monitors, so it works out well. And so it's in a different position slightly, and I'm just hoping it's halfway right, since I got to go moving it. I like to have a face cam. I like watching YouTubers that do face cams. People that do Let's Plays where they don't have a face cam, I find it very difficult to watch. And I usually don't watch for long. For those people that don't even do a commentary, I mean, they have no face track, no commentary, just straight gameplay, I simply can't watch that. I don't like it. I'm not watching it for the game or the gameplay. I'm watching it for the person that's playing it. I'm watching it for the YouTuber. I'm not watching it for the game. I'm watching to see you play the game. I'm watching to see you react to the game. I'm watching to see and hear you do things. So when you're not showing your face, not even an avatar, which some people still do, they'll just have a cartoon avatar and have that talk. They don't even do that. Just nothing. And then that's half the time no voice. Ugh, ugh, ugh. Can't stand that. But then that's just my personal bias. Now I have opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people for having left me a comment. I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward. Just thanking you for having left a comment right now. Good, bad, or indifferent. Just thank you for having spent the time to have left a comment. There was something more about that, but I can't remember what it was. So, if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. I'm an American English speaker. I don't know why I keep doing this movement so much, but there we go. That's what my body wants to do. There we are. And because of my memory, which you're seeing right now, if I miss... forget it. I can't even remember what I was going to say. Let's just go straight into thanking people. Now, there's been a lot of people thanking me, so I can't thank everybody. I'm not thanking me, wishing me happy birthday. So we have Maximilian, greatly appreciated, and Blazin, thumbs up and thank you. Vebros, greatly appreciated. A Little Affliction, cool name. Liang, greatly appreciated, and thumbs up, very cool. And then the RPG chick, thumbs up and thank you. We have YGC Green, but 3s instead of E's. And then there is Denial, greatly appreciated. Colin Reisenauer, thumbs up and thank you. Scott J, greatly appreciated. Stephanie Balbuena, I sure hope I pronounced that correctly. Walla Bray, thumbs up and thank you. Juicebox Cog, greatly appreciated. Kira Lemongrab, thumbs up and thank you so very much. And then we have B, greatly appreciated. Conspo Lopez, thumbs up and thank you so much. We have Mike, greatly appreciated. MK Usaka 1613, thumbs up and thank you. Steve 99, greatly appreciated. David Holmes, thumbs up and thank you so much. We have Duck Doodle, greatly appreciated. RAR Studios, thank you very much. We have Wisey, greatly appreciated. Connor Mullet, thumbs up and thank you. And last but not least, Potatotron, greatly appreciated. Each and every one of you, thank you so much for the birthday greetings, and you get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people. Thumbs up and thank you so very much. It is appreciated. And I am depressed. I am going to therapy, and it's a good thing. It's helped incredibly. But with my biochemistry, I do need to get on antidepressants when I can. But thank you so much. It is appreciated. And if you could check out my various links at Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, NearlySeniorCitizen.com. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign or become a Patreon.com patron like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be beautiful and awesome. Now, if you cannot donate or you simply do not donate, I also have a PayPal where you could help support me in that fashion, link down below. And I have an Amazon wish list if you wanted to check that out. I have cat food, hamster food, silly things, non-silly things. If you could check that out, do not feel obligated. I don't feel entitled. Very cool. If you could toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you can subscribe to the channel and hit that bell. That was terrible. And hit that bell. That was much better. How about even try for more deep? And hit that bell. That would be very cool and greatly appreciated. I would understand if you did not wish to, but if you are down with it, I will do my very best to keep you entertained from now until the literal end of time, and that's definitely a thumbs up. Do I have an intro for this video? I have no ideas. It is 7:49, 10 to 8, and generally it's a half hour more just for the intro. So it's about an hour to edit the entire thing, which is twice as long. For that 30-second intro, adding a half hour of editing time. Thumbs up. It's getting pretty bright outside, though 49 minutes ago it was dark. So definitely a thumbs up. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, my friend, and that is a very good thing. And I'm not so freaked out about getting this thing to 20 minutes anymore. If it's around 20, then that's a good thing. It doesn't have to be anywhere near exact. Have a great day, and I will see you on the flip side, my friend.